Talia's not innocent, Ricksta's not innocent, and I think he's just trying to build a platform on the back of EQ. That's my personal opinion.
Aunt Sally. Hi, Aunt Sally. Did you try and get in the box earlier, Aunt Sally? Oh, gosh. Let's see what else is in the box anyway. Hello.
Hi, hey, you okay?
Yeah, fine, thank you. All right.
Yeah, I'm good. I think you was going to give that poor lady a heart attack earlier, telling her that you didn't believe it was Ricksta. I just want to point at the bit where everybody's laughing at Levi's mum going to the door. I've got 6 boys, and believe me, if any man or woman was coming after my son, any of them, I'd be the first one at that front door.
Ditto, I would. I've got 4 girls. If anyone come after them, believe me, I'll be in front of them all.
Yeah, I'm not sticking up for anybody, you know.
My mum doesn't open the door, and that's sad, because she should feel free to open that door. But because
in your defence, though, Angie, your mum's a lot older, you know.
Because there's been so many threats and things, she was like, oh, the door. She do that way, you know. Hi, Aunt Sally.
Hi, Angie. I'm just trying to come on. Where am I? Oh, hang on. I'm just trying to get my face on. Oh, yeah. Hang on. No makeup, nothing. What you see is what you get. No filters.
Oh, you're right, Aunt Sally.
Right, my darlings. You see, when things like this happen, you can bet your life Aunt Sally always gets the abuse in the, in the private messages. It's not so bad now as it used to be.
Oh, no one should be sending you hateful messages,
Sally. Any time there's a problem with Ricksta or anyone, honestly, I've had a dog's life.
Aunt Sally, if there's anyone that sends you hate, can you let me know so I can block them, please? I don't want anyone on here. But
anyway, I've come in to say, I certainly, and Ricksta, I know he's listening, and I know Talia's listening, and they know me, I'll always be honest about everything. That was wrong and bang out of order to have gone to a woman's house last night. And Ricksta, I love you, but you know the men in our family don't behave like that. They do not go after women, and they wouldn't be going to give them a belting. And Talia, I don't want to hear anything from you raging and shouting. I'm speaking my mind, I'm speaking my truth, love, and I'm giving my honest opinion. I do love Ricky, he's my family, I'd stand by him to the ground, but what he did last night was bang out of order and shocked me, absolutely shocked me that our Ricky went to the door of a woman. What would have happened if that door had opened, Rick? At the end of the day, that's a woman. And you went after a woman. I don't care what woman it is. I don't care who it is. I will not agree with that.
Respect to you, Aunt Sally. Respect.
Yeah, anyone that's hating on Aunt Sally, let's stop it, because it's disgusting that you're doing that, okay? You will be
just because she's related to him, you know, it doesn't mean that she stands by what he's done.
I don't mean I stand by behaviours like that, especially I'll turn against my own brothers, my own family for it. I wouldn't have it. And I will not have any man going to the door to attack any woman in the world. It's called DV. And me, personally, they'd have been in jail now.
Yeah, big respect.
And that's from his own auntie.
Yeah.
And I don't care how people feel about it. I will always speak my truth on it. I am a woman of God, and I just speak my truth. I can't lie before God.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, no, this isn't like him. I've never seen him behave like this before.
Can I ask you a question, Aunt Sally? Do you think that Rick's has snapped, though, because of what, because he's still grieving, isn't he?
Don't take me wrong. I'm not taking the other person's part. I've got no reason to. I've never had a bad word with her. But for some reason, she's never liked me. And the reason I was told at the very beginning is because I'm the bloodline of Ricksta. But I've never had any fallout with that lady at all. I don't get involved in any way. But I do think that she carries it on as well. I think the two of them have carried this on far too long. It's gone into years now. It's an obsessive behaviour. an obsessive compulsive behaviour from the two of them. And if I was to tell you, I'd be losing my head if that was my man. I love you, Rick, but I'm going to say it. I'd be losing my head because I'd be saying, why are you still even allowing her to affect you like that? You are my man, in love with me. Anything that comes out of Iku's mouth shouldn't be bothering you today. Why are you responding to it? The only way for this to stop is to stop responding. Sorry, whoever
But Aunt
was...
Sally, Evil Queen has said it numerous times, like I've said before. She's asked him, stop talking on me, I'll stop talking on you. And it does go quiet every now and then for a while, and then he comes back.
Yeah, but it takes one person to be the bigger person and to just stop, and then maybe it will stop.
Yeah,
She has, and he's carried it on.
going to carry on a little while with it, but suddenly, if I say me and Angie are in an argument, and every time we meet, it kicks off again. If I keep ignoring Angie, or Angie just keeps dismissing what I'm saying as though I haven't spoken, then eventually I'm going to shut up because I'm wasting my time. She's not giving me what I want. She's not feeding into the attention I want. Now, it makes people think, are they doing it? Is it a money-making spin? Or I don't think so with these two, though. Or
I don't think so, because they don't really earn a great lot on TikTok, to be fair.
I will get slagged over this now, but I don't care. I might be an old girl, but I ain't a silly old fool. And that's how I feel, guys. What happened last night was wrong. I would say it to him. He knows I would. I love him to death, and I know he loves me to death. But at the end of the day, I've got to say when right's right and wrong's wrong. You shouldn't have gone to the door, son. You should have never gone to the door of a woman. Why did you do that, son? You've put up with it for years and you've never gone near the woman's door. What would you have done if she'd have opened it? And not just you, there was 3 of you. Sorry, son, I'm upset. I'm upset with it. Because it's not like you, Bab. You've never been reared that way. The men in our family are all fighters and boxers. You know, they wouldn't be behaving like that. They wouldn't be going for a woman. It'd be woman to woman, man to man. No, I don't believe in any fighting today, anyone.
You know what, Aunt Sally? I think Ricksta that probably just needs, because, you know, he's gone through a lot, hasn't he? You know what I mean? Have a little break off TikTok. And...
He has. He did. He's gone through hell on earth that people don't know about, and I'm not defending him. It was just so out of character. Look, I know he's been one of the biggest rogues on here, don't get me wrong. I know he can start a lot of hassle. It can also be one of the funniest buggers on here. And when he's trying to be sensible and he does his little, is it FYP or whatever, it can be interesting and charming to listen to. And it's sad, really, because he can't be given a chance because he acted like a dickhead for so many years that people don't trust to give him that chance to change, which is sad. But at the end of the day, what happened yesterday? No. Sorry, Aunt Sally will not accept that.
The thing is, Ricksta could have built another platform after his break. He could have come back. He could have built his platform being funny, having a laugh. But he's consistently, from day one, gone for Evil Queen.
Yeah, and as you say, she goes back at him, or she'll say something and spark him off. And
well, then he shouldn't be watching her. They need to separate.
This is the point I'm making.
Leave her name out of his mouth now. Just take a break from the app.
You know what,
both him and Talia need to...
Evil Queen needs to do the same.
I was just going to say, they both need to do the same.
Evil Queen needs to do the same.
Both need to do the same, exactly.
She did, though. Come on, Angie, you know she did. She didn't mention Ricky for a long time.
She shouldn't don't clap back, though. Don't clap back like Aunt Sally was saying.
It's hard not to clap back, though. I'm the sort of person that I'll clap back every time.
Aunt Sally, are you okay?
Yeah.
What?
Are you okay, Aunt Sally?
Yeah, I was just telling you it's pointless ringing me right now because I'm not in the mood for a row.
Yeah, you'd
I'm
seem a bit
speaking the
shaky.
truth.
Have a drink
Aunt
of
Sally, turn your phone off. Just chill out for a
She
little
might be
bit. If
being
anyone
nice, you know what I
starts on
mean?
you, let me know.
She might not be horrible. I'm just not in the mood
Yeah.
for it. And I'm not going to say things to people, please, about anyone. I'll always be honest on here. I don't agree with it, and that's the end of the matter. That doesn't mean I don't love him, and I wouldn't stand by him.
No one's questioning that you don't love him. We know you do, but you have come up and, you know, you've said your bit, and I respect you for that. I massively respect you for that.
And he knows, being a Christian as I am, I can't come up here and tell a blatant lie, because God
No.
hears everything. My Lord Jesus hears everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, just last, what you going to do if the door opens, Ricksta? I was like, come on.
That was my worry. If that door had been open, what would have happened?
I do know, though, you know, we say, like, he should leave it alone, but so should EQ.
Yeah.
So should EQ be quiet now. You know, she needs to stop her. It's goading. At times, she knows what he's like. She knows he's explosive. I'm not making excuses for him, but stop goading. Stop the goading and act like a pair of adults.
Sally. Do you know it's never got as bad as this, because he accused me of being a pedo for 3 months. It would never have got like this. We had to backwards and forwards after he says this about me or whatever, now it's up, but then he upped the gears and he really wanted to finish me off that much that he sat there. You were in the lives. That's why I went mad about you the other day, because you were like, yeah, she wants to be you. I don't want to be her, and you're encouraging that type of behaviour, Sally. That's what was making me mad, because I want rid of him. So it was only the serious allegation of being a groomer. He said it every day, you know this, every single night. So that I had to clear my name, and that's all I did. So it's never got this bad. And I do shut up about him, you know, and I do ignore things, but this was a serious real life allegation, you know what I mean? That's why it's got so bad.
And it's a bad one, and I know for a fact it's a lie.
And wouldn't one of your sons move heaven and earth to prove their name if it was on their name?
Absolutely.
And that's all I've done, so I just want to be left alone. And I couldn't believe he turned up. I'm like, wow, he's known me address so many times and never done that. Why has he done it now?
Hang on a minute, I just need to turn it up. You've gone quiet.
I'm just saying, he's known me address. He's known me address for years. He knew at the flat, he knew at the bungalow, and he's never done that. Even after everything, he never came. And then all of a sudden, he turns up with that man with gloves on. And I think the same as you. I think he would be that angry that he could unalive me. You know what I mean? And it's not good to get that angry. He just needs to leave me alone, and that'll be the end of it.
I think, even if you could play a little part in this, if you
I'll say nothing from this day out, and you'll see for yourself.
Yeah, if you could ignore that, I do see. I'm not blind, love. I do see.
Yeah, well, I'll say no more, Aunt Sally, because you're here. Yeah, there we go. So you can be the watcher,
If it
sort of
doesn't
thing.
stop, because I do watch you, not for that.
Well, you'll see for yourself then, you know, the Observer uploads everything, so I can't be lied about again. Now, as long as he doesn't make serious allegations towards me and carry on with this groomer shit, then I don't need to mention him, but I'm not having that on my name, Aunt Sally.
Well, they're quite right.
And I'm very sorry to bring you into it. It's just like, you know, you can imagine how angry I've been with this groomer rumours, you know what I mean?
Well, yes, I did.
Because me and you have a little on-off tiff sometimes, and we're all right, and you're a nice woman.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've come up to do this is really nice, and that's the only reason I'm jumping back up to say to you, if you're saying you want everything to be left alone for both parties, then I'll agree to that, and you're the witness then.
Yeah, I am a witness to it, and I just think it's time it's time for peace. It's time for bygones to be bygones, and maybe that will never happen. But at one time, you two really, really got on and liked each other.
the box.
Well, and Sally, you've got my words. There'll be no more mention from this moment out from me personally. But if anybody else posts anything, I can't be held responsible. I would say people. I can't be held responsible for anyone but me.
I know, love, and I'm only making a suggestion.
Just mention the men that you sent to my door over the weekend.
Oh, here she is.
Right, I'm going.
Yeah.
See you
So
later.
it-
And Sally,
because
you've got my word, okay?
Your career
You've got my word.
EQ sent men to my house over the weekend and my 8-year-old opened the door. Don't even go there, you lie. And Sally, shame on you because you knew that all along.
You leave
Shame
Sally
on
alone.
you.
Piss off. Can you not go out?
Shame on you.
Sally, the
Leave
last thing
Sally
you say to
alone,
her.
you bitter, spiffy little bitch, Talia.
One at a time,
Sandra,
one at a
I'm
time.
going.
You know what? I feel really uncomfortable, Aunt Sally, and I'll tell you why. Because at the end of the day, Ricksta is still your nephew, and I just don't want people to be slating. I'm not defending Ricksta here.
Yeah.
I don't think people should be coming up to slag Ricksta off or anything like that. And I don't know if EQ should have been put in the box, to be honest, because it's not fair, Aunt Sally. Because this is
Why
still,
we're discussing EQ? She's been nothing but not.
finished evil. Yeah, because Aunt Sally is still his auntie.
And
I don't
I
think it's right
still
for putting
love
certain
him
people in the
very
box.
much, but I have just given an opinion. I don't agree with him going to the house last night. It's totally not
evil.
his behaviours as a rule to go after a woman, to my knowledge. The men in our family, they're warriors. I don't mean that funny, but it's man to man. It's always been a rule growing up, woman to woman, and that's how he was reared. So I was
Aunt Sally, people
mortified.
going on in the comments. What I mean, I'm not defending Ricksta. I'm just saying Aunt Sally is still his auntie, right? And she'll always
Yes, I
defend
hear
him.
you.
Defend what happened last night, but she'll always still defend them. She's their family, and I just don't want to put people in the boxes to be slagging EQ off. I'm not EQ off, sorry. Ricksta off while we have her as auntie in the box. It's disrespectful. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because it's not going to stop me
Having my
loving
mum in the
him.
box and people jumping in having to go at me, it's not okay. He doesn't agree what happened last night, but I don't think people should be going in on Ricksta while we have his family in the box. I'm just saying it looks disrespectful.
Thank you, Angie.
I just want to say,
truth.
I just want to say, God bless you, Aunt Sally, for trying to, get the peace out of this situation.
Yeah,
and
and
I
I
can see
didn't
that's all
wanna
you've
fight.
tried to do.
Well, yeah, and I didn't
Sally,
want
you're
to fight
okay.
with Talia even then. It's just that when Tal comes in at times, she's got a bit of a temper and she don't listen. She comes in all guns blaring instead of waiting till someone stopped and then saying, this is how I feel about it, now you listen. But it's all guns blaring, and of course it triggers me, and I go into one, and then I'm as bad.
Well, I mean, you're not okay with me putting Tally because she's requesting the box again. Do you think it could be sorted, or shall I just, because I don't want to make you feel
I
uncomfortable?
don't know, me and Talia haven't really got on well since last week, bless her, which is nothing to do with here. But
Yeah.
I don't like explosive. I'm a little too old. But
Yeah, I'll leave her out.
my son's a nurse, and he said the other day, after I got in that big row, because I'm 72, and after I got into that thing with Tal, wasn't Tal's fault, I was losing it, just as bad, But I was palpitating a bit, and my son just went, Mum, you can have a stroke if you carry on with this. You're 72. I need you to calm down. I need you to pull away from people that give you anxiety on there. Anyone.
Oh, where's she gone?
Tell she needs to keep on a calm conversation
Talking
level.
about anyone, you forget you're 72, Mum, and you could have a stroke with it. And he's right, Henna. He's a nurse.
Need to have a calm conversation instead of getting
Yeah, maybe it's something you can have a conversation with. Listen, it's none of my business, or no, it's no one else's business. But maybe
She ain't a bad girl, do you know what I
maybe
mean?
on TikTok, maybe not on TikTok, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
they should
there she
respect that
came
as
in to
well.
speak, but because it was angry, straight away I was on her. Instead of giving her a chance, do you know what I mean? I was on her to go away, and I lost it, you see.
And I'm okay with Talia. It's the only reason I'm not putting you in at the moment is because it's just going to be awkward. Do you know what I mean?
We don't want any explosions. And,
That's all it is, Talia.
as I said, Talia ain't a bad girl, and she's certainly probably the best thing that ever was in Ricksta's life, regarding Ricksta. She's good for him. I don't see them a lot. I love him like a son. I had him here for 4.5 months. He's like one of my own. But if something's wrong, if it's you, I'd say out of order, Ange. If it was me, I would hope, and Ricky has told me before, if something's, sorry Sally, I respect you, but you're not right this time. We got to be able to just say them things, haven't we? But I know that's how you shouldn't have said it live. Well, the whole thing's live anyway.
But you're also just helping him, though, Aunt Sally. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to see him to get into trouble, you know what I mean? So you're helping him as well.
Well, I'd have died if he got nicked last night,
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying.
it could have been done with really serious charges, and I would have been really concerned if he'd have got locked up last night, and I'd have been more concerned. He didn't know what was in that house. There could have been anything to unalive someone.
Yeah, you're just
I was
saying
just
the things that
concerned
someone
for
would
him
care.
because he was so angry. He would have gone in all guns blazing, and please don't get me wrong, that lad can handle himself.
You're just saying something that someone that cares about you would say and advise you not to do that. The people that advise you to do it don't care about you.
Yeah, I'm not standing up saying, oh, he's a bad person. I'm saying he shouldn't have gone to the house, and wasn't it? It was a woman in the house. That's what, you know, whether it's EQ or thinking, I don't know, Mr. Magoo, an old person. There's children, old people, and women that coming from my walk of life. You don't attack or go for, and that's how Ricky's way of life. Do you know what I mean? He was raised that way. There's certain people you don't go for. If an old lady gets out of order like I did, you say, I'm not listening, and you hang up until it's all calmed down, then go back to it. You don't get into it.
I think, you know, Aunt Sally, and I can't speak for Ricksta or Talia, but, you know, they are still grieving, so, you know, that must be really...
I mustn't forget that bit. I must not forget that Talia lost a baby, and I had two. One was taken from me because I was bleeding, and then they said I'd be dead in half hour if they didn't get me theatre quick and remove the baby. And then the next one I miscarried. And you do grieve.
Yeah.
And part of it, I meant to say that part the other day I realised Talia's head was gone.
I'm not saying that's an excuse. Everyone's going, no excuse, no. I'm not saying it as an excuse. I'm just saying some people can snap. You know, some people can just be pushed to the edge and snap. Well, that's all I'm saying.
You're right. She has got that grief. You know, and people, well, she was just carrying it. It's still a part of our body. We still feel for the loss of that child. I know because I've done it twice. So I know what she's going through. And they wanted that baby. So I have to remember that too, you know.
Aunt Sally, can I just applaud you because you stood on your morals, even though it was against a family member, and I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Nice to see somebody who actually stands on morals.
Thank you.
I know how hard that must have hurt you, but you're a woman.
Yeah, but I made it clear as well that I haven't come in here to attack our Ricky. Do you know what I mean? I've just come in here to be honest.
And that's why I felt awkward. That's why
and you've gone silent. Can anyone else hear her?
Me?
Yeah, Reg, have you got your volume down?
Hang on. It's
I was
gone
going to say,
silent.
that's why I didn't want anyone people coming in to attack Ricksta.
Just a minute. I'll work it out. If you keep talking, I'll be able to hear someone.
Sally in the box. Do you know what I mean, guys?
Oh, what's my sound gone off?
It's her nephew, but she still stood with what was right. But nobody has a right to slag off her nephew to her. We can have our own opinions, but she doesn't.
Could you nod your head, Ange? If you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you nod? Right. I can't hear you. What do you think's wrong?
Turn your volume up. Do the volume sign, Edge, with your hand. Turn your volume. I don't know, turn the knob. Turn
What's gone wrong, I
I don't
wonder?
know what's going on there.
Ricky, have you silenced me somehow?
Yeah, everyone else can hear you, right?
I've got you.
Oh, right.
The thing was turned down to nothing. What are you going to do with me?
I think people need to remember, though, because I know we've spoken about maybe on other platforms, is still remember that Aunt Sally is still family, you know, that's Ricksta's auntie. So I don't think it's still okay for people to be, do you know what I mean? Getting Aunt Sally in their boxes and having a slagging match about Talia or Ricksta. That's not okay. And that's why I didn't really want that to happen, you know?
I don't think it has happened on here, has it?
That hasn't happened. That's why I haven't put certain people in.
Yeah, because they would attack, and it's not fair. It's like Angela's family doing something and we attack Angie for it.
Yeah, and anyone that hates Aunt Sally for any reason will be blocked from my life, okay? Please do not send hate messages. You shouldn't be getting these messages. I think that's disgusting. What's
I
wrong?
remember the names. I'll send you the message next time. But
Yeah, make sure you do
just
not.
because I'm a relative, they give me dog's abuse. I say, don't you think it's disgusting what your Ricksta did? I'm not answering you on anything to do with Ricksta, and I will not run him down. I've made that clear before. I will say what's wrong is wrong, and the only reason it's come on live today is because it's all over the place since I switched the thing on this morning. So I'm just saying how I feel about it, and that's the end of it. But it's no good sending me these messages. I'm not going to talk about him now.
I just think, there's no point saying he did this, Ricksta did this, EQ did this. Forget it. It's just going to go round in circles. I think people need to, like EQ and Ricksta, stop talking on each other. And that's
it. I don't know where EQ's gone out the box, but she's never done nothing on me. She was just...
I was just saying, Aunt Sally, I think, with people saying EQ did this and Ricksta did this, EQ did this, I don't think it matters anymore. It's just going around in circles.
They stir it up, don't they? They love the hassle because EQ is very straight what she says, and our Ricksta's got a bad temper and he loses the head. And I think it's when, as well, things like... It can bother our Ricksta, right? He just loses it. But it's things like saying he's a midget, is this, is that. I'm 4'10". Luke's not tall, right? But Ricksta is the tallest one. He's over
6'2",
He's over 6'2". You've met him?
Yeah, so he's about 6'2", I think.
Yeah, so he's not a midget. His hair, I've actually pulled the thing. I know where someone's had a hair transplant, because if you remember, my son came to Turkey with me and had a little bit of a hair transplant, and we were telling you all on live, he was as well, because he ain't egotistic a lot like that. We were saying, little bit of a hair transplant, the teeth are being done, having a laugh. So I don't see no, hair transplant.
Oh no, I might have to restart. Everyone got kicked out. Does that mean should I restart? I'm going to restart.